Welcome to our Crypto News in 10, a daily podcast bringing you the latest news about crypto in under 10 minutes. It's Wednesday, February 4th, 2026, and crypto's waking up from a bruising week. Here's what we're diving into today. Nearly $500 billion erased across digital assets and where Bitcoin found support. Tether quietly trimming its fundraising ambition after investor pushback. Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, buying more Bitcoin even as its average cost is in play. Hedera's change of plans for today and what's still shipping, and why Hong Kong is the place to be for institutions right now. Let's get into it. Story 1, the market picture. Over the last 6 days, nearly $468 billion has been wiped from crypto's market cap, led by Bitcoin's tumble to the low 70,000s before clawing back into the mid 76,000 range by Asian trading hours today. Multiple desks point to macro jitters and risk-off flows, with Bitcoin now down double digits year to date, and roughly 40% off the October peak near 126,000. That rebound into the mid 76,000 area came overnight in Asia. Cautious, defensive, but a bounce nonetheless. Bloomberg, using CoinGecko data, puts the move in that ballpark. Other major outlets echo it. Context helps. The sell-off has been broad. Ethereum, Solana, and other large-cap altcoins followed, while gold firmed and the dollar ticked higher, a combo that usually weighs on risk assets. Analysts warn that if the 70,000 area gives way convincingly, damage to confidence could linger. But for now, traders are watching intraday liquidity and derivatives positioning more than narratives. Story 2, Tether's fundraising rethink. After floating a blockbuster raise last year that could have valued the firm near $500 billion, Tether's advisors have been canvassing investors at a far smaller size, reportedly as little as $5 billion, after pushback on the earlier target. CEO Paulo Arduino told the Financial Times the big number wasn't a goal so much as a maximum they were willing to sell, and Reuters and others picked up that shift. Why it matters. With roughly $186 to $187 billion worth of USDT in circulation and multi-billion-dollar annual profits, any equity sale sets a reference point for the most systemically important issuer in crypto and influences how regulators and banks price stablecoin risk. For added color, Tether's latest attestation pegged net profit for 2025 north of $10 billion, with excess reserves over $6 billion, alongside its second largest annual USDT issuance on record. That financial cushion is a key reason some investors say a smaller primary raise could still be plenty to fund expansion without over-diluting insiders. Story 3, strategy keeps stacking. As markets wobbled, Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, disclosed it bought another 855 Bitcoin for about $75.3 million at an average price near $87,974 per coin. The nuance: for the first time in a while, Bitcoin briefly traded below Strategy's blended cost basis, roughly $76,052, putting its giant treasury on the edge of underwater on a mark-to-market basis before prices bounced. Shares slid yesterday, but the company's message hasn't changed. It intends to keep accumulating, with a long runway on debt maturities. If you're wondering about the risk, here's the shorthand. The equity still trades at a premium to net asset value that rises and falls with Bitcoin's momentum. So when Bitcoin chops under the firm's cost basis, that premium can compress fast. Conversely, strong rebounds reinflate the multiple. It's the leverage of sentiment layered onto the leverage of the balance sheet. Before we continue, here's a message from our sponsors.
Need elite developers fast? Elite Coders connects you with rigorously vetted senior engineers in 24 to 48 hours. Staff augmentation, dedicated teams, or full project delivery, we've got you covered. Visit elitecoders.co to get started today.
All right, let's get back to it. Story 4, Hedera's change of plans for today. A mainnet upgrade to version 0.70 had been scheduled for Wednesday, February 4th at 1800 UTC and was cancelled. The official status page now shows version 0.69.3 completed on January 28th, with today's activity limited to a testnet upgrade window. Why it matters. Production networks cancel or slip upgrades when risk outweighs reward. That's healthy operations hygiene, and even without today's mainnet bump, Hedera has already rolled out fee changes to its consensus submit message and continues to tweak throughput throttles, details that matter to enterprise users building on the network. Practically speaking, if you run apps on Hedera, expect no mainnet disruption today. But do double-check costs and rate limits in light of the recent pricing update and the ongoing testnet move. Hedera's release cadence emphasizes testnet first, then mainnet. Today sticks to that playbook. Story 5, institutions are talking shop in Hong Kong today. Digital Assets Week. Asia is bringing together banks, asset managers, exchanges, and infrastructure teams for a one-day summit on custody, tokenization, and compliant cross-border settlement. With Hong Kong's licensing regimes bedded in, and with global desks re-evaluating risk after the recent drawdown, this is the kind of under-the-hood event where mandates and partnerships get scoped before they hit press releases. The agenda is all about workflows, how to slot stablecoin rails, tokenize treasuries, and know your customer wallets into legacy stacks. Stepping back, what ties these together? Markets are repricing, hard. But the plumbing keeps advancing, and capital formation adapts. A $500 billion drawdown tests conviction. Tether calibrates its raise to demand. Corporate treasuries like strategies lean into volatility. Networks like Hedera iterate safely, and the institutional crowd spends a day in Hong Kong comparing notes on how to wire all of this into real finance. Quick recap. Bitcoin steadies in the mid-70,000s after a week that erased almost $500 billion in crypto value. Tether downshifts its equity ambitions even as profits stay large. Strategy adds 855 Bitcoin while its blended cost gets tested. Hedera cancels a mainnet upgrade today but moves testnet forward. And Hong Kong hosts a who's who on custody, tokenization, and compliant rails. We'll be back tomorrow with the next turn of the wheel. Thanks for listening and see you tomorrow.